Welcome to Synth Wars, your synthesizer, old school, talk radio style call-in show, man. This is what it is. We ain't even gonna count the episodes on this one. We're just gonna ride this one out till we can't ride it anymore. Welcome everybody here tonight. We got everybody. What were you guys pre-gaming? You're tailgating before the show? I dig it. Who do we got? We got Smarty, we got the Machines One, we got Twin Cities Oxygen, we got Apollo Hanzo, Uncle Jerry, Jump Stars in here, baby, George G's, Michael Michaels is here, the Albanian Syndicate, what's up? Don Wrangler, Space Capsule. All right, man, we got them all here and more to come. So yeah, you guys saw, man, welcome to the show. This is Synth Wars. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining us. This is a synthesizer call-in show. We're doing it old school radio style. I got a phone number geared up. We're going to talk about a topic we got tonight, which is the Behringer clone of the CS-80, the DS-80. And will this be the synthesizer that finally makes everybody realize that Behringer is a legit superpower in the synth industry? And I guess I don't mean it that way. I just mean, is the CS-80 going to be that one that makes all the people that hated Behringer so much say, you know what, I'm gonna go get that DS-80 clone? Because there's mixed opinions, and I've just found this out, man. Going over all this stuff, I found out that there's mixed opinions on the CS-80. The CS-80 is a famous synthesizer. You know, it was one of Yamaha's first great synthesizers. Coming in at like 200 pounds, 8 voices. It had polyphonic aftertouch, 2 analog oscillators. It was a beast, 22 presets, 8 user presets. Man, this thing was an absolute behemoth, and it was used in some famous stuff, aka Blade Runner, aka used by Vangelis. Okay? So I would just assume that because nobody has really got to be able to put their hands on this thing a lot, and it costs like 50 grand to get one of these beauties, that when Behringer said, we're going to clone this thing, that it would have brought everyone out of the woodwork. And I think it will, and that's going to be interesting. So what we got geared up tonight is we're going to go over to CS-80 real quick. I'm going to show you Behringer's clone real quick. We're going to do a little sound demo to CS-80 so we can look forward to it. Then I'm going to open the phone lines up. Try to keep the show to 1 hour tonight. I'm going to try to do this like a real style show. 1 hour quick hitter, baby. None of those 2.5 hour Synth Samurai streams, because you guys don't want to sit around for that on a school night. You know what I'm saying? So, before we get started, let's jump over and check out this right here. If you guys got anything, throw it in the chat. You know, once the phone lines open up, I'll explain all that when it comes. So we're jumping on over here. This is the Vintage Synthesizer, Vintage Synth Explorer channel, the Yamaha CS-80. It's an absolute behemoth, as you can see right here. 200 pounds. Back in the day, this had polyphonic aftertouch and a ribbon controller, which was pretty extraordinary for back in the day. It was used in soundtracks for the movies Dune, by Vangelis, by Toto. All right, we can look at all this kind of stuff. CS-80 potential for some really thick sounds with 2 oscillators, 8 voices, 22 presets. They say it had ugly colored buttons, but guess what? The Moog Muse went and pretty much made it look kind of like this. I think the Moog Muse was inspired a little by this, and I also think the Arturia Polybrute took a lot from the CS-80 as well. It had a great filter, independent high pass, low pass, resonant filters, powerful ring modulator, plenty of modulation controls. And look at the size of it, man. Absolutely, totally insane. And here's some of the bands that use Vangelis, Chicago, Jethro Tull, Kraftwerk, Ultravox, Bon Jovi, Simple Minds, Paul McCartney, Michael McDonald, Brian Eno, Toto, Stevie Wonder, Daft Punk. So when there's people out there, aka synth punk, that says this is the CS-80 is a piece of trash, I mean, I just don't think it's a piece of trash. I think it's an iconic synthesizer that was very unique and highly sought after, and not many people get to touch it. So that's why I think it's crazy that Behringer's doing it. So we jump on over here real quick. We've got an update right here from Behringer. This is kind of the design we're looking at. Maybe I'll jump to the big screen here. All right, look at this. I mean, that's a nice form factor. That's a really nice form factor for that big, huge behemoth to get in there. The question is, when we look deep, we look deeper. Once we get a better shot, we can see what's actually on the hood, but that kind of got a little Moog Muse to it too as well, you know? It's got a bit of CS-80 and a Moog Muse. But at St. Behringer, we got some exciting updates on the DS-80 development. Our lead engineer, John Price, spent nearly 2 years recreating the magical CS-80 voice board and transform it into a modern design while retaining the authentic behavior or the original circuitry. This board is now ready to be tested. We have completed the voice. This is from 2022, so this is 2 years ago I'm reading you this from. So does that have an extra 2 years of development? We've completed the voice breadboard, which is the final step before moving to the actual design of the synthesizer. This board serves as a test and evaluation platform to compare its performance with the original voice board. As you can see, the board contains 2 voices and also the digital control section plus VRs that represent the temporary front panel controls. Because this is one of the most complex synthesizers ever designed, we're still a long way from delivering a final product, but we hope you'll find this interesting. Wish us luck. Now, the beautiful thing about this is 2 years ago, they're really far along. And I got a sneaky feeling they're a lot farther along than we even possibly know. But it's absolutely gorgeous. The board is gorgeous. I'm assuming they're going to have some, you know what I'd like to see? And I'd like to see a little bit of Clark Technica reverb or something in there, you know, so you can get that real Blade Runner feel right out of the box. That's what I'm hoping for. But we don't know. What do you guys think in the chat, man? I mean, people say it's ugly. I think that's beautiful. This is more beautiful. Like when I look at the vintage one here, I think that's gorgeous. It's a behemoth, but to me, it's gorgeous. Then I go over here and I look at the Behringer one. Now that is a real beauty. And for Echo Craft out there, baby, that's a beautiful looking synthesizer, okay? The Rev 2 sounds amazing, but is ugly. This one looks amazing. It will sound amazing. And I think we're all pretty excited for it. So my whole point was this is going to probably bring a lot of people off the fence and say, you know what, I'm on board with Behringer because I want a $50,000 synthesizer. I can't get it, and I want to see what this sounds like. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, if we jump over here, for all the mini freaks out there, and I'm not talking about the Arturia mini freaks, we got the Behringer CS Mini. Do you want a 3-voice CSA inspired portable analog synth? Right there, well, bam, there's the Mini, right? So as I told you the other day, what I think Behringer does, they do test platforms as the Minis, work out some kinks, then they release the Minis to us, and then we get the big daddies later. All right? That's what I think. So, what we got going on in the chat here? Dude, not ready for 4 years? Man, we'll see. We'll see, man. Behringer releases 10 synthesizers a year. So that argument that, the argument that Behringer doesn't release synthesizers, that's out the window, bro. That's an old argument. That don't make no sense. And I can back it up with facts, which I've done so many times. Behringer releases synthesizer after synthesizer after synthesizer, 10 a year for at least the last 2 years. And they got more on the way, and they're announcing stuff all the time. They're absolutely epic. Behringer's the best. Say what you want. If you don't agree, tell me why in the chat. If you don't agree with that, because you know I'm the unofficial representative of the Behringer Bros. Okay, so let's close that down. That's the Mini. Now I opened this here up so we could get a little taste before I open the phone lines. Some people have never even heard what a CS-80 sounds like. There's lots of Behringer Bros in here that just got into synthesizers, right? So we gotta open the ears and the eyes to what they might end up getting for a clone. Let me turn down this spooky music. I don't know why I picked this tonight. Probably because it's Halloween. All right, let me dot this out. There we go. That's better. All right. So here it is. This is perfect circuit. I'll like this video. Hopefully they don't ad hit me. But let's just get a little taste of what this sounds like, and then we'll open the phone lines up, and you guys give me your opinion. I got a couple topics tonight, but you know the idea behind the show, man. You can call in, talk about whatever you want. This is open line. It's all good. All right, let's have a little taste. I like the sound of that. I really like that. What's someone saying? Synthcat, the synth community is broke at the moment. You mean broke as in money-wise or broke as in splintered? Please elaborate. I mean, I know what you're asking in the chat. Is this worth $50,000? I mean, things are only worth what you'll pay for them. So, like, going back to the whole Espen Crafts synthesizer scam thing, man, things are worth what you will pay. And that's the only judgment of worth, is what you will pay for it, right? What someone will pay for it is what it's worth. Now, if you want to say things like, how much does it cost to manufacture? How much is it just to pay for all the parts before they add a little markup on it? That's a different story. But worth only comes down to what someone's, excuse me, just had a bunch of barbecue chicken thighs and some roasted potatoes with some pepper and paprika and some salt and some asparagus. So forgive me for my burping, if you know what I mean. All right. So do you want this? You're going to get it right here. Is this something you want? There it is. It's coming. Uli told us this is not going to ever cost more than $1,500. He said no polyphonic analog synthesizer based on his genius calculations should ever cost more than $1,500. So we can expect this for $14.99 max. Okay? So if you want this sound, the Perfect Circuit's showing you right now, plus more. This is a little bit quirky, but you know. I kind of like when they demo this style of sound. I enjoy it because it shows you the weird breadth of sonics this thing is capable of. Of course, if you just go in and play a pad, if you just go in and play like a quick lead, that's fine and dandy. But when you show the quirkiness of adjusting all these parameters, I like that kind of stuff. I mean, polyphonic aftertouch and a ribbon controller when this came out is pretty awesome. DS-80 would have been a funny name. Yeah, more fun than the DS-80, but somebody said they should have called it the VS-80 as a tribute to Vangelis. How do you say it? Vangelis or Vangelis? You know I can't pronounce anything right, man. Come on. I like it. I know Synthpunk, you think the Pro 3 sounds amazing. This sounds exactly like what you play on the Pro 3, bro. So, I mean, I think the Polybrute 12 is the new CS-80. That's what I think. That's my opinion. I feel like the Polybrute 12 is such an extraordinary synthesizer. I feel like it's the most beautiful synthesizer on the market, the Cream Dream. My t-shirt should be here tomorrow night. I'm excited about that. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think the capabilities of the Polybrute 12 is insane. And I'm just actually shocked that we just don't have as many more videos in the wild. It blows me away. But anyway, the CS-80 sounds amazing to me. And like the fact that we're going to get this right here, even prettier, more elegant, probably sound just as good, or better in its own way. I don't like saying it'll sound the same. It'll sound just as good or better in its own way. Just like the Behringer 2600 does. Just like the Poly D. Just like the Mono Poly. Just like all their synthesizers have a great sound, and people get caught up saying, it's a clone, it doesn't sound exactly like it. It's just the way it is, man. Does any analog synth sound exactly like another analog synth? Isn't that the beauty of analog synthesizers, is that I can have a Korg monopoly, you can have a Korg monopoly, and if you don't believe me, go watch the video by Kibu what he compares the two. We could both have Korg monopolys and they both sound completely different depending on what year, how old they are, how much wear they have. So that argument about Behringer not cloning stuff, and I ain't saying Behringer, I'm saying Behringer, because I like it like that, okay? So this is the deal. This is what we got to talk about tonight, man. You're going to tell me what you think. Is the CS-80, the new DS-80 from Behringer, is this going to be the synthesizer that brings all the Behringer bros who are still in the closet? It's time to come out of the closet, man. It's 2024. You don't need to be in the closet anymore. You don't need to be ashamed of what you love. You don't need to be scared to let people know who you really are. There is zero shame in being a Behringer bro. In actuality, being a Behringer bro is the most fun out of everybody, because we get to love all the synthesizers. We don't have to pretend to hate one company because all these people told us we shouldn't like them. We don't have to be ashamed anymore that we buy synthesizers for reasonable prices and they sound good because all these people told us we shouldn't like it. That's over with. That's played out. Behringer's the new punk rock. Behringer's cool. The Behringer bros are amazing. The synth renegades are amazing. The synth mafia's played out, man. Your time is up. Okay? Especially when you go hating on the samurai, man. Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? You're gonna hate on the samurai? You're gonna come in with that? I don't think so. So anyways, let's open up these phone lines. Hold on. Let me get the phone up. Got to make sure everything's working. All right, I'm going to turn it on. All right, phone lines are now open. We also got another topic. I'll flash on the screen in a second. The other topic is Sequential going to come out with a 50th year anniversary synthesizer? So that's the two topics I want to talk about tonight. You can talk about whatever you want. Let's try to keep the calls, short so we can get as many calls as we can. We got about 50 minutes. No, not 50, 40 minutes of calls. So let's go, baby. I'm going to open it right up right now. Here we are. Let me fix my backup screen here. There we go. All right. Phone lines are now open. 413-279-4344. Let's get some first-time callers in here tonight, man. If you haven't called before, don't be scared. Call in, man. This is just us having a chat. You don't have to show your face. That's the beauty of talk radio. Everyone don't want to be on a Zoom call, man. Sometimes people just want to call in regular. So we got 413-279-4344. And we got first call coming right in here.
From
Machines One.
All right, baby. First caller. Welcome, Machines One. You know the deal. If you're listening in the background, turn it down and let's turn it up. What's on your mind?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, baby.
All right. A couple things. So first, I think I don't think the Cream Dream sounds anything like the CS-80. I think it's as beautiful, maybe more beautiful.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. I think that the Cream Dream gives me like Jupiter 6 vibes, like real cold, real
got
icy,
that chilly.
Beautiful. Yeah, man, that thing's like the Arctic. That thing's like the Arctic tundra. That thing is just
it's like
a iceberg.
A cream-colored snow yeti.
I like that. There we go.
Yeah.
That's the vibe when I see the Cream Dreamer here. And I mean, that and they put too much metalizer on every single patch.
They do put a lot of damn metalizer, but man, you got people out in the wild there making Cream Dream patch banks that aren't going to be using the metalizer. That's the problem, man. We haven't got enough demos out yet.
In fact, we haven't gotten enough demos and enough people trying to pull other sounds out. It's like they're all using the presets, like Midlife Synthesis. His video that just came out. He's like, I'm loving this thing. But I haven't made anything on it, no patches. I mean, he's all busted up, so I get it. But it's a bummer because we want to hear what kind of patches you'd make if you had it, right?
It's a bummer, man.
So,
And this is what we said before. How can we term the group to not be disparaging of the group? Let's call it this: the Synthesizer All-Star Team. That's kind of nice, right? The Synthesizer All-Star Team a lot of times cares more about how the video looks than demonstrating the sound and the capability of a synthesizer. That's why we like when the synth renegades get a hold of these synths, because guys like you and I, we'd like to watch an hour and a half of a dude noodling around on a Polybrute 12, right? We just like it.
100%.
I could listen to that all day, you know? So what do you, just get off the Polybrute for a second, do you think the CS-80, the new Behringer clone that they're going to come with, do you think that this is going to be a hit, or you think people are anticipating? I think it's going to be a hit, dude.
I think it's going to be a hit if they show some videos of it, right? I think we're all waiting with bated breath. Like, where is the demo? Let me get a sound example, something. And I think once we get that sound example, it's going to be game changer. Everyone's going to change their tune. Everyone who said, "Oh, I hate the friggin' CS-80," they're going to hear this thing. They're going to hear that end titles, that end titles patch. Like, no shots at Echo. He just told us in the chat that he's not on Team CS-80. So I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised because his favorite patch from the Muse, from everything I've heard, was the end title CS-80 patch on the Muse. Yeah. So what are you gonna say when you hear that patch on the friggin' DS-80? Your head's gonna explode. At least that's what I would assume.
I'm gonna take your bet right now. I'm gonna say that Echo Craft right now will have the DS-80, because when it comes out, he's gonna get the Chili Willies or whatever he calls it, the Udly Cuddlies, and he's gonna pop down and buy that thing pre-ordered right away. I bet you, guaranteed. Me and you will take that bet for sure. Yeah,
I'm betting Team Flip Flop for Echo.
Yeah, me too. Team Flip Flop for Echo, man. You know why? Because he's all sprung with that Rev 2, man. There's something about that Rev 2. Everybody that owns the Rev 2, him, Synth Punk, they all got this weird thing where they just, I don't know. It's like they can never like anything anymore because they got this Rev 2's got them all hypnotized like a gothic vampire or something.
Well, he's not a Behringer Bulldog, he's that rolling rhino.
That's right, baby. That's what it is. That's right.
He's a rolling rhino, so he's trying everything he can to buck it, but
ain't happening.
I'm predicting when he hears that patch, everything is gonna change.
All right, so you Cream Dream or Team Muse? You Team Cream Dream or Team Muse?
Oh, I'm totally Team Muse, man. I love it. I love a Muse.
Dude, the only people. Nobody's on my team, dude. I only got freaking Venus Theory and what's his name? Ben Jordan are the only Team Cream Dream. I might have to send him a t-shirt so I at least got some alliance going on here. All you guys hating on the Cream Dream.
Jeremy from Red Means Recording made a sick video on it. I don't know if you've seen that. He did the Syntax and the Cream Dream did like a whole techno set. It was friggin' incredible.
Really?
Yeah, like it's an hour or something. It came out like the first day that the Cream Dream came out. And honestly, he played it so good, I didn't have a bad opinion about it. But everyone else who's played it, I've been like,
Interesting. All right, so we'll give a shout out to Reds Means Recording. We'll have to check that video out. You know what I'm going to do, bro? What's tomorrow? Tuesday? Maybe. Tuesday. Yeah, maybe tomorrow, Oscillators and Percolators, I'm going to do another Cream Dream deep dive, baby. And we'll check out what we got updated on the Cream Dream, because you know what? I ain't letting the Moog Muse shadow out all that beautiful cream light. I can't do it. All right.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Right now, that thing is it's on E. It needs some life support.
Yeah, we got to get some gas in that Cream Dream tank. All right, man. Any final words before we switch it up?
Oh, okay. If you could get one Twisted Electrons synth, which one would it be?
Right now, man, after the video the other day, if I had to get a Twisted Electron synth, it might be the AYE, was it called? Or the AY3? But actually, you know what? I wouldn't. I'd go straight for, I like the blast beats, and I like the Twisted FM a lot, because I feel like the Twisted FM wouldn't take me as much frustration to really enjoy it as like the Mega FM, you know?
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. What about you?
I'm making patches on the Mega FM, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a little bit harder to do live, but if I just jump on that thing and play around for 5 minutes, I'm pulling great sounds out of it.
Sweet, dude.
A little finicky, but that Twist FM is really sick. It's got the ribbon strip too, and it's polyphonic aftertouch. So
and loaded with cool presets. And dude, I'm saying you throw that through some reverb and delay, you are cooking with gas.
Honestly, that could be a good.
I'm liking that company. I like the company. I love how they describe their synths. They look cool. They sound awesome, and they're unique. I like it, and they're not too expensive.
No, they're reasonable. The prices are reasonable. They got a good vibe, good little aesthetic going with the whole like faders on the box.
All right, man. You got to make a video. You got to do it. You got to do a Mega FM video, man. We got to bring Twisted Electrons onto the scene more in the Synth Renegades, because I feel like this is a synth that not a lot of people really know, a company that a lot of people rep a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something with some delay. Like I got these really crazy delay pedals. I got the Count to 5. I got the Strand, and I'm thinking about doing some really cool like micro looped, like just some experimental stuff with it. So a couple like little mini loops. So I'm kind of like get my little tribal needs on.
Oh yeah, dude. I gotta cut you off, man. You're out of here. You're out of here. Anybody says tribal need is getting cut off. Nothing against tribal need. It's kind of inside joke.
All right, bro.
All right, baby.
You'll see that coming though. I'll get it going. All right.
All right, man. I'm looking forward to it. You take it easy. That's Machines One. You check out his channel, man. He's an awesome dude. Super Synth Renegade. Great channel. And phone lines are opened up again. Here's the deal. If someone's talking, I only got a 1-call setup going on here right now. This is kind of like, so if someone's talking and you call, it'll get declined. So you got to wait till the person hangs up and then you can call in. 413-279-4344. We got no one on Team Cream Dream. We got the Machines One on Team Muse, but we both think that Twisted Electrons is an awesome company. They deserve a lot more love. I did an Oscillators and Percolators episode. I think it was Saturday and Sunday on it. Covered all their products. It's super cool. And no, they didn't pay me to cover their products. Just did it because we love it. All right, baby? I got Max Holloway all day. Call coming in. All right, here we go.
From
Apollo.
All right, we got Apollo on the line. What's happening, my baby? You know the deal. If you got it in the background, turn it down and let's turn it up. That's my new saying.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going good, man. What's on your mind?
Oh, well, probably that Behringer synth, I would imagine.
Ooh, you're damn right, dude. What a synth, eh?
I mean, I knew that CS-80 is complete unobtainium, so this is like a nice little portal to another dimension I'm looking forward to.
I agree, man. It's like a really interesting product that they're going to give the everyman ability to get their hands on,
Yeah, and that's what I really appreciate about Behringer. I don't actually have a Behringer because I don't really shop through Sweetwater, and my Guitar Center also they don't carry Behringer.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Well, hopefully that changes, man, because Behringer, because that Uli and the boys, they pretty much bought into Guitar Center. So I'd say 2025, you're going to have Behringers in every Guitar Center in America.
It'd be nice for Zounds to have them too. To get them out, for the guy that can't afford big stuff.
Yeah, man.
But I'm actually looking at the System 55 right now. What's your take on that?
I had a gas attack a while ago for the System 55, probably about a year ago, when they came out and said it was on sale for $1,500 or $1,300. Anyways, they did a sale on it, but the price, anyways, for $1,500 is crazy to get what you get.
That's what I was thinking.
And if you go back in my archives, I did an episode on the System 55 way back, and I can't remember the dude's channel, but it was a dude who actually had the original system, the Moog system. And then he had the System 55, and he banged them together, man. He was like, I'm telling you right now, the Behringer System 55 is so dead on, it will actually blow your mind. And I'm surprised it doesn't get way more love, but I think it's wicked.
I am too. I've been diving into a rabbit hole of videos, and some of them are older, but this one old cat on there. I can't remember his name, but he has like a C1, and he's constantly repairing it and whatnot. So he got one of these, and he has it set right on top of the C1. And he was saying, you know, the pros and cons. And he said the only con about the Behringer was that the first three oscillators weren't patched together, that you actually have to use patch cables, you know, to patch all three of those together.
Yeah.
So he made a video of him just soldering all three of them together.
Oh, that's interesting, dude. See, the people who get into modular too, I don't know about you, but man, when I check out some of these guys, they're just, I consider them absolute geniuses to how they can like figure this out, patch it together, and then you got guys soldering stuff together and modifying stuff. It's pretty breathtaking, to be honest.
Yeah, I've been doing it with guitars for a long time, so, but I never did anything with the synthesizers. So
are you? What do you think about the? What do you think about the Behringer? Is it the System 100, and then they got the 2500? I know the Machines One's got a crazy 2500 setup with the modules.
Yeah, that's. It sounds great too, doesn't it?
Oh, man, it sounds amazing. And that one too, the silver with all those like metallic yellows and red and blues looks awesome. I know I talk about looks a lot, but man, come on, you know, you like your stuff to look good.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
So yeah, that's why I bring it up, because I don't have a Behringer yet. So I'm trying to figure out what should be my first Behringer. And
I mean, if you're into modular System 55, dude, that's a no-brainer what you get for that much money. But I would almost say you also got the Proton, you got the Neutron, you got the Model 15, which are all semi-modular, right? So a set of those three would be an absolute crazy combo. And you got the Behringer Grind coming out for $199, which is supposed to drop end of December. That's an epic Behringer synthesizer to get too. That's insanely capable. So it's a tough call. It depends what you're into, man. But if you want to go big, go home, System 55, dude. I don't think you'll regret it. And if you do get it, you're gonna have to like come on the show again, man, and let us know how awesome it is.
I'm like thinking of pulling the trigger on this Juno in the next couple of weeks, and then now I've got this gas for this thing, and now I'm like, I can save $300, and this thing will look great, in the spaceship, and that would probably make some really nice low ambient sounds for what I'm trying to create. So
big time. You were thinking about getting a Juno X?
Yeah, I've been on that thing for a year and a half now. I've been going back and forth between that and the Jupiter, but after all the videos and the community and stuff, I'm kind of leaning more towards the Juno again.
Yeah, the Juno. Well, Uncle Jerry just got his delivered today. Echo Craft picked his up. I got mine, obviously. I got nothing but good things to say about it. But what's my opinion got to do with anything? I just like it. I think it's amazing. I think it's got the sounds crazy. It's so easy to use, but also deep if you want to go deep. And man, I mean, pick a Juno X up secondhand. You can get some good deals on that. Like I said, I got mine for $1,000, and I've seen them on Reverb and stuff for like $1,200. So that's kind of like
I almost got one for 13, but I missed out on it by like about 10 minutes. The guy
it's a
beat
good
me
deal
to it at the music store. So,
dude,
but anyways, I'll let you get back.
It's up to you, dude. Juno X, get it, and then save up and get the Model 15 next year, man. I don't know. Or the System 55, sorry. I don't know, dude. I think Juno X all day right now, but if I was into modular, I'd have a System 55 right away, immediately.
And then another thing, too, I'm also looking at racks, too, because I'm going to add another couple of synthesizers, and, I can't put them on my computer desk no more.
Yeah,
so,
you're going to have to, like...
I'm going to have to figure out, that behind me with the rack system. But I'll let you get to the other call.
All right, baby.
Great job on the show, Samurai, and
too,
keep up the good work.
All right, man. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you later.
You too.
All right, Slope. All right, phone lines are open up. Like I just said, if you're calling in when someone's talking, it gets declined. Just re-talk in, 413-279-4344. I believe that was Apollo, baby. Synth Renegade and member of the Kumite Legends Alliance. And, man, System 55, Juno X, two different synthesizers. But a lot of times, man, the Synth Renegades, we're just looking for sound. So sometimes it's not even like you need to find out. But no, man, it's just we find something, we like it, we go for it. That's the deal. The only thing I ever tell anybody, oh man, those chicken thighs. The only thing I'd ever tell anybody is don't go into debt. All right, who do we got?
Uncle Jerry.
To accept, press 1.
All right, Uncle Jerry, I believe you are live and in color, my friend. You know the deal. Turn it down and we'll turn it up. That's my new saying. I think I like it.
My brother,
What's
my
up?
friend, and my daily shining light, and so much more. How are you, buddy?
Hey, man, appreciate you, Uncle Jerry, man. You're doing some great stuff. I love the video the other day, man. Awesome stuff, dude. And I believe you got a little announcement to make, do you?
Well, yeah, as you announced, and I think Echo and everything, there's a Juno X sitting in my hallway right now.
Oh, congratulations, man. You are officially now a Juno X man.
And I'm very proud to be one.
I think so.
Yeah, after researching and listening and watching you and all these other channels, you know, and being, like Echo and I say, being an original Juno 106 owner, that was my original polyphonic synthesizer when I got into the world of the big boys and a job. And I said, I got to go get me a polysynth.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so lots of love for the Juno 106, and that weighted my decision over the Jupiter X.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know Roland just packs a lot of sound, download, you know, whatever they call them, expansion.
Yep.
And it was a no-brainer, especially when I bit for the monopoly and it farted on me and died, and right out of the box. And I went, hey man, put this towards my store credit. I want a Juno X, and used up my bonus bucks at Sweetwater and got a pretty good deal like you did.
Bro, I'm so excited to hear what you think about it, because I know you and Echo, you guys come from the old school synthesizers where you got a nostalgia aspect to acquiring the Juno X, while also totally appreciating the insane futuristic capabilities of this machine, where I kind of got it just because I didn't have nostalgia, but I got it for the future capabilities and the sound. So I'm excited to hear what you really think. Does it live up to the old school? Is your nostalgia kind of like satisfied when you put those beautiful fingers on it?
Well, I can already tell I'm not going to be disappointed, and I'm going to unbox it. I'm waiting to do an unboxing video. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. Everybody does that, but I'm going to try to save it for my new studio setup, where you know I have better cameras and better angles and, you know, better audio, all that stuff. And I mean, everybody's doing unboxings, and I don't waste the time on my channel. In fact, right now, and this is nothing about my channel, but I think I'm going to hang on to the Sunday afternoons while I'm doing this.
Yep.
And just do my rants and keep it synthesizer oriented, but still enjoying all this stuff. And I will let you definitely know how much I love this baby. I have no doubts I'm going to.
Oh man, well listen, you are now, should we call it, like, so we got the Juno X-Men forming. There's a few people in the chat who got the Juno. It's actually amazing how there's this synergistic vibe that happens where, you know, we all kind of get on a similar vibe, and now a bunch of us got, I think there's like 6 or 7 of us who got a Juno X. So listen, man, if you were a Juno X-Men, if we're a character, you know, what's your superpower, baby?
Exactly. I'm like, this is just what I need. And I think I've mentioned, I'm going to keep it short because I know I tend to rattle a lot. But, you know, I've always mentioned Roland is the company that covers the sonic spectrum. You know, they cover most of the ground if they're playing live or in the studio. And I consider like the Oberheims and the Prophets specialty, and, you know, specialty places to add to your sound. And you don't want to overcrowd your studio with that. So I choose Roland because overall, you're going to cover the most sonic territory possible, because they just do it.
I was talking to John earlier today, and we were kind of going back and forth, and I was like, man, if we take away the analog, the digital, the hybrid, and just talk about an instrument, the Juno X and the Jupiter X, just as an instrument, man, it's hard to beat it, dude. It's like such a fantastic instrument if you want to just remove all the titles, you know?
Absolutely. And that's what I've come to start calling them, instruments, instead of just other synthesizer in the studio. They're unique instruments. And anybody that's played piano or learned guitar, or you develop a bond with that instrument. And that's the same thing you do with synthesizers and each unique character of them. And it's wonderful that we have all these options available now that allow you to express yourself in whatever way you want to. You know, it's just a great thing.
I agree, brother. And just a shout out to Miles Away. I know you bought one of his preset packs for the TE-05. Miles Away is one of the Synthesizer All-Stars. That's what I'm going to start saying now, because I feel it's more friendly, right? He's a member of the Synthesizer All-Star team, and he did a preset pack for the TE-05, which you also have. And when I was thinking about getting it, I was like, Uncle Jerry said he didn't really like the stock presets, but when he bought Miles Away preset pack for TE-05, you were like, dude, it's awesome. Is this true?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was so disappointed in Oberheim. And I know there's been a few conversations here and there along the way, but those presets, and you have even said, you know, if you're going to develop a true instrument, you want to hire the best programmers, sound designers to showcase that instrument. And it was so disappointing to fire up and hear these lame patches. And then, I can build my own from scratch, but I don't want to. You know, my time is limited, and I prefer to let sound designers do their thing, that do what I want. But until I got the Miles Away patches, I was really disappointed in Oberheim, but now I have renewed faith. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Miles Away, I've heard that he makes awesome preset packs. I know GeoSynth makes awesome preset packs, and it's exciting, man. These guys are super talented. Like you said, man, I think it's almost, you know what it is, brother? It's freaking disrespectful to the customer to sell them a synthesizer and not have hired and paid the best sound designers to fill this thing to the brim with the best of the best. Do you know? It's disrespectful, especially $1,500, $2,000. This thing should come miles away, should have been hired by Oberheim to develop half of those presets.
Absolutely. When you hit bank 101, 102, 103, you want to hear the primo, man.
Yeah.
Don't give me this little bird chirp and this crap, you know, this crap that I could do on a Moog Prodigy from back in 1980. You know, I'm being a little harsh, but that's what it reminded me of. And I'm not really a harsh kind of guy. I expect to hear what I want to hear from a primo product.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. I agree. And as you know, as the unofficial spokesman for the Behringer Bros, I also have to tell Behringer that a lot of people weren't very impressed with the stock presets on the UBXA, but I think they just went and tried to develop the exact same ones because it was a clone as the original. And to me, they should have launched that with the, you know, the best of the best. And when people turned that on, they just would have went, wow, you know? That's what I think.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's probably my biggest negative gripe I have to contribute to the community, regardless what company it is. You know, I know myself, you know, and I'm going to cut it short, but, you know, when you put a product out there, even like the Prophet 5, man, you want that thing to just sing and say, from patch 101 to 105, I got to have this. You know what I mean? Well,
brother, on the Juno X, I went through pretty much almost all of them, the stock ones. And because when I got it, I hit factory reset right away instead of seeing what Buddy had on it. And I probably should have checked. He might have had some stuff on it. But anyways, I went through the stock, and dude, they're all amazing. It's just got such cool stuff. But anyways, when are you going to play with it? Are you going to open it tonight, or are you going to wait a little bit?
No, I'm not going to open it tonight. Hopefully tomorrow. I've actually, I know I complain about my health all the time, but I caught a little bug where I'm kind of lightheaded when I walk around. And I think I've got this. I researched it, and there's this new bug. They call it the norovirus going through western North Carolina. And I was sick last weekend. I got back on my feet, and not to bore anybody, but I couldn't even go visit my mom because she had the same thing going on. And talking to other family members and people at work, it's all going around.
Bro.
It wears you down. You know, you got all this energy. You run things you want to do, and then, you know.
I hear you. Well, listen, man, we'll pray for Mama, Uncle Jerry, and I'll send you, drink tons of water, dude, and I'll send you an electrolyte that I use every day that maybe you're a little bit low on electrolytes. I'll send you what me and the missus got going on, because she's like nutritionist and stuff, and we got this electrolyte powder, and maybe you just need to up your electrolyte balance a little bit and drink as much water as you can if you're getting lightheaded. All right, my big baby?
And I agree with you 100%. I'm using something called liquid IV.
Sweet.
You pour it in your water.
Yep.
And it helps hydrate you quicker than drinking all that water.
Yep.
Seems to be working. So I appreciate that, my man.
All right, man. You the man, bro.
Okay. Talk to you later. Have a good night.
Yeah, CJ. All right, that's Uncle Jerry, man. The newest member of the Juno X-Men or Juno X-Bros, whatever we're going to call it. We'll put another name on it because we're having a laugh. And yeah, man, it's exciting. The Juno X is an exciting synthesizer. If you can pick that up used for a good deal, I think, I think Echo got his for 16 on a sale at Sweetwater. These are like, it's such a cool thing. It does everything. It's awesome. All right, phone lines are opened up. 413-279. We'll probably take 2 more callers. 4344. The topics are CS-80. We got a call coming in here. Phone lines are hot tonight.
From
Synthcat.
All right, man. First time caller, Synthcat. What's on your mind, baby? If you got me in the background, turn it down. And let's go.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, dude, it's good calling in, man.
First time caller?
Yeah, I called in before, but I called in at a different time, but it's good to call in, man.
For sure, dude. What's happening?
But yeah, man, I was just calling in because I got love for Echo Craft. I got love for Uncle Jerry. I just think I'm sticking up for Yamaha a little bit because
okay, I like it. I like it. Yep.
It's like from the Behringer standpoint. It's like sticking up for a lot of us got into synths through Casio, Yamaha, running synths through pedals, loopers, and I got into this gear pretty deep. Fixing, repairing. I'm building 19-inch racks right now.
Sweet.
But it's I got love for what you guys do. I just think when I hear the kind of I don't want to say elitism, but people who dog on the DX7, saying, oh, it destroyed synthesis and all this and whatever.
Oh, come on.
Listen to Brian Eno talk about the depth of a DX7 and what FM can do, and understand that I use some of these old synths and I run them through SysX editors and run them through effects and do the craziest stuff I've ever heard. And it's I don't know, you don't need to have a knob per function polysynth to make something heartfelt or really meaningful. And the same way I love what you do and the passion you bring, I just wish Echo would have a little more love for some of these synths that are either dogged on by other synth elitists or just understanding I got my DX7 for $100 and I have a bunch of cheap FM synths that I've gotten for dirt cheap and circuit bend some of them, and it's all love. I just think
I hear you, bro. So you're basically representing the Yamaha Yakuza. I like it. All right.
Yeah, dude.
All right,
yeah,
Synthcat, you're the official.
Zuku,
yeah, you're the official rep of the Yamaha Yakuzas. I dig it, and we got a rep for them now, man. And you know what? The DX7 to me, it kind of changed the game, didn't it? When the DX7 came out, guess what happened? All those old analogs were going for nothing because everybody wanted that digital dirty.
Dude, you can, the timbres, man. It's the range of timbres, and I love a big polysynth. I love a CS-80, and even I love every single brand equally. I have so many Korgs, a Z1, a Wave Station. I've got an AX80 and a Kai that I love. But it's the reality is some of us get into this because you can find synths that no one wants, and you fix them up, you mod them, you do whatever you can, you firmware update them.
I love that.
It's not even and I have a DeepMind 12 and I have a MS1.
Yep.
And I love my Behringer stuff. But yeah, I wanted to
just hold on one second. Are you talking about Echo Craft or Espen Craft?
Yeah, Echo. No, I meant to say Echo Craft. I was just saying I don't like the whole taking a bat to a DX7 or throwing him off a stage or leaving him in a dumpster. I joke about finding my DX7 next to a dumpster because I got it was trashed, but it looks brand new now. But,
did Echo do that? Did Echo say he
was? It's a big joke. I think it's it's 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor took a destroy one stage, and I think Echo was talking about somebody else in the group who just destroyed one. I was like, dude, come on, man. It's so played out. Yeah, everybody wants to have a big fat polysynth, but most of us have to start out slow and get there
and build up, man. I dig it, man. I like your attitude, man, and I like that perspective.
But I'm a woodworker, I'm a maker, I'm a builder, and I have a CNC, a laser cutter. I build stuff, and I'm trying to build my own synths, but I'm not going to go modular. But I just love what you guys do, and I'm all about local manufacturing. I'm all about
whatever it takes, man. Build your own stuff.
I dig it, bro.
Innovate it,
Listen, if
whatever.
you ever got anything you want to promote, you got any businesses you got going on, you just let me know, man. And that's what this show's all about, man.
I just need to get music made. I think that's all of us. We just need to be putting music out. We need to be we just need to be doing the work. That's all.
I agree, dude. I agree.
So I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Man.
Much love to everybody.
You too, bro.
Much love to Uncle Jerry too, bro. All right, later,
For sure, man. Take it easy.
Peace, peace.
Peace, peace. All right, that's Synth Cat, man. So listen, Echo Craft, baby, you can't go hitting those DX7s with the baseball bats. I think that was Marshall Arnold he was talking about that was doing that. But Echo, I don't know. Have you ever beat up a synthesizer? I know that Hans Volt has poured ketchup on his Deepmon 12, and I know Synthpunk took a sledgehammer or something to Behringer Odyssey. Me, myself, man, I don't beat nothing up, man. I take care of these little beauties and these babies. I want to have them forever. I'm trying to build generational synth wealth here, okay? All right, 413. Oh, another call coming out. I ain't got time to say the number. The show is hot.
From
Space Capsule.
All right, Space Capsule, you are live and in color, my brother. What's happening from out in Oregon, baby? You say Oregon or Oregon?
Oregon.
I say Oregon too,
Oregon.
man. I love it. All
Yeah.
right. Dude, what's happening?
Yeah, it's always weird when oh, actually I'm working on getting my next Kumite, the Halloween Kumite offering, finalized up into the Bandcamp.
Are you doing a Halloween theme, or are you just going buck wild, whatever comes?
Well, it is. I'd like to say it's Halloween themed, but let's be honest, it is buck wild. It's kind of a spookier track. I mean, I'm not like, I don't do a lot of vocals or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So it really is about the music. But the I'm going for kind of like a Berlin School meets dark wave.
Ooh, I dig it.
It's like Stranger Things, but it's not going to be the opening theme that everybody knows. It's not that.
Yeah. That's played out now.
It is played out. It's fun, but played out. No, it's kind of sonically, it's kind of like a run through the graveyard.
Yeah, exactly.
In the pre-dawn hour. Yeah.
Now, are you doing a Space Capsule specialty at Live Jam, or are you putting this one together?
I mean, it is going to be me playing it live.
Sweet.
I mean, like everything, it's not going to be overdubbed or overtracked.
Yeah.
It's just not the way I do my workflow.
Yeah.
Everything is rehearsed, like the way I do things. It's it's not improv. It is a kind of like a there is an overarching theme that I do, but it's at the end of the day when I put it out there, it is played live without a net.
Yeah, man, I love it. That's the lightning rodder vibe, which we came to be friends about, man. Riding that lightning live, no matter, because guess what, dude, you can practice all you want your track. As soon as you hit that record button and you go, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and you have to be accepting of a little bit of blemishes. You got to accept it because I think you've talked about it before. With the pursuit of perfection, I mean, we want to strive for
sure.
a good sounding track,
for sure.
But sometimes when you overstrive, more progress has been lost in the pursuit of perfection than has been obtained in the pursuit thereof.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting too? A lot of people like in the music making community always talk about the music they're making, and you don't ever really hear a lot about the listener's perspective. And as a listener, when I listen to your tracks, especially any live jam style tracks, for me, I'm liking the imperfections. I'm liking when the track goes somewhere that you don't think it's going to go, whether that's on purpose or a mistake, and whether I like not knowing if it was a mistake or on purpose. So, like from a listener's point of view, live jams for me are my favorite style of listening. I really enjoy it.
I hear you. I mean, and it's nothing against stuff that's stacked and recorded over. And I mean, there's an art to that. But it's like where I go and where I see you go in your jams. It's live play. I mean, you are hanging you're bearing your soul out there, and warts and all, and it's a beautiful thing,
Yeah, bro, I feel it, man, and I'm excited for Sunday night. I think what time did I set it up for? 7:30 is it? I think I can't remember. Anyway, 7 or 7:30. It's on the thing, but yeah, I'm excited to hear everyone's tracks. It's going to be a good time. We'll have a good time. Halloween themed specials, fun, man.
Yeah. Hey, to answer a question you had out there on the show earlier, Muse, Cream Dream.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of, I mean, I have a lot of affinity for Moog. You know, I climbed that mountain to obtain a mini Moog way back in the day.
You did.
You know, and I have I have a Rogue. I've got, you know, but you know, I've got to say, I've had a chance to play both the Muse and the Polybrute 12.
And
to me, the Polybrute 12 seemed to be a little bit more intuitive.
Yes.
I knew where everything was. Yes. It was just laid out the way I expected.
Yes.
And you know, where I was a little bit kind of, you know, trying to figure out what is what when it came to the Muse. That's the way it was for me.
All right, water gun to your head. Team Cream Dream or Team Muse?
I'm gonna do Cream Dream.
All right, baby, Team Cream Dream. All right, we got two Team Cream, two Cream Dream tonight, and we got one Machines One. I forgot to ask Synth Cat, but hopefully you can post in the chat. Synth Cat. Yeah. Yeah,
it's nothing against the Muse. I mean, the Muse, I'm sure, is a fantastic synth, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's about, you know, interactive and intuitive and how you know, the individual player interacts with the machine. And I just interact.
And for some reason, when I picture you, I think you got a Cream Dream vibe.
Yeah, I don't know if that's pretty good, man, but yeah, that's great. You know, I mean, like, I use a Matrix Brute, so I'm familiar with the, you know, the Arturia's architecture and how everything's laid out in their program. So I'm excited for that. But at the end of the day, you know, while the Cream Dream is a beautiful, powerful synth, the one thing I like about it is that its near presence means that the Polybrute 6, the original one, the prices of those have gone down like well within reach. Like, I was thinking about picking up a TE-05.
Yeah.
But man, I could just as easily with the for the same price pick up a quality used Polybrute.
I know, dude. I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, to me, I mean, like, I don't know. I surf Craigslist and the used market quite a bit, and yeah, I mean, you can find there's so many good deals out there to be had, and that Polybrute, the original Polybrute, is kind of singing to me a little bit. So we'll see.
We'll see, baby. And listen, man, you can get a Matrix Brute for $900 now. You can get a Polybrute 12 for what? I mean, you can pick that up for 15, 14 if you're lucky. I mean,
yeah. And so, like, to people, like, I mean, there's all these new synths coming out. It's a great time to be into this. I remember back in 2000, 2005, in that zone, the only thing you could get analog that was new was like the Alesis Andromeda. Otherwise, your only hope was to use or to pick up like a virtual analog, which is a digital, but in hardware format.
And that's the beauty of this competition, man, is that competition, you know what it does? It creates innovation and it creates affordability because, you either sink or you swim. If you sink, then, man, you know what happens? You might find some treasure down at the bottom of the ocean, but you ain't going to find no money.
Yep. Yeah. Well, hey, man, I'll let you get on to the next caller. I just wanted to, get good to chat with you guys and looking forward to the Kumite, and we'll see everybody on Sunday night.
All right, Space Capsule, thanks for calling in, man. Everyone go check out Space Capsule's channel. It's absolutely fantastic. He's a lightning rodder and absolute legend in the Synth Renegade community. All right, we'll do one more call, man. So whoever gets in, and then I got to go spend some quality time with my lady, okay? So we got 413-279-4344. Last call of the night. The topics were Behringer's DS-80 clone, CS-80. Will it bring all the Behringer bros out of the closet finally? All the closet Behringer bros. It's time to come out. It's time to come out of the closet, man. It's time to accept that everybody will accept you if you like Behringer. A lot of people are even afraid to say that they like Behringer. It blows my mind, but it is a thing. It's real. And to be honest, there should be a reckoning for all the people who had influence, who made people be ashamed to write the word Behringer in a chat. They would just write B because they couldn't bring themselves to say it. It's crazy to me. All right, 413. All right, last call of the night. Let's see who it is.
From
The Dawn.
All right, what's up, my baby? What's happening? You know the deal. Turn it down and tell me what you're thinking.
We've heard that you've made contact with our people and you want to broker a deal.
Yes, indeed. We have sent people over to the EU to broker a deal. And what do you guys think? Did I make you an offer you couldn't refuse?
We'd like to know more details about what you have to offer.
What I have to offer the Synth Mafia?
Yes, this is the Synth Mafia.
Well, for one, the only part of my agreement with the Synth Mafia is to cease and desist all Behringer propaganda, anti-Behringer propaganda. That's my only request. Everything else can stay the same, but cease and desist all Behringer, anti-Behringer propaganda from here on out, which you're going to do anyways because they're coming with so many awesome synths that it's resistance is futile at this point. But what do I have to offer the Synth Mafia? I have to offer the Synth Mafia the chance to relax a little bit, to take a load off, to come on board of the Samurai Choo-Choo train and just have a good time, not be so serious. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we're offering. I mean, why wouldn't you, let me ask you a question. What is the Synth Mafia's problem with the Samurai? That's what I'm wondering. What is the big deal, man? Where's all of this coming from?
The Synth Mafia likes quality. We like our products to be higher in value. Behringer is destroying this.
So you're telling me that you think that Behringer's products are not high quality?
They're better quality than they used to be, but their products are still inferior, tiny plastic toys. But they do sound damn good.
Yeah. All right. We both can agree on that. They do sound good. No one's going to be able to deny that much longer. You agree, right? Because I know all the guys over on your camp, they absolutely fell in love over the Behringer grind last week. I saw them salivating at the fact that they could pick that beauty up for 199 quid, whatever they say over there.
Many of us already knew there was a problem when the D came out. It sounds fantastic, but we cannot admit this in public.
And can I ask you a question since you are anonymous tonight? Have there been meetings where it has been said that Behringer shall not be spoken of in a positive light?
Behringer started public war with us. We responded by pulling out.
That's interesting. So do you have an example of how Behringer started that war? Did it all happen with that Kern fella?
The Kern fella was the most public and obvious show of aggression towards us, but they make slight remarks quite often. It's upsetting to our balance of power.
This is understandable because I do know that you guys have a very cultivated relationship with the, let's say, the top of the synth pyramid when it comes to manufacturing. That's for sure. So I can understand where you're coming from there, to be honest. And I mean, I don't know if this will get settled, you know. Like I said, I'm a representative unofficially of the Behringer Empire. So
we are aware of this. We know where you live.
Yeah, so I kind of don't know if this is going to get settled until you guys back off a bit. And if you don't back off, then you know what happens, right? One by one.
We must have a sit down, an actual meeting of representatives to iron out details on how to move forward. We would like to end this war.
I think it would be in all of our interests if we ended this feud, let's say, because it ain't turned into a war yet. It's just a feud.
We will be watching. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir. All right, that's the last call of the night. Ominous, spooky, but that is the Synth Mafia. They're out there, man. That's not a setup call. That's the real. That's the real deals. Real as it gets. So here's your last look before we end the show tonight. There it is, man. The beautiful Behringer DS-80. This is from 2 years ago. We have 2 years further of development. I'm not saying this is coming tomorrow. I'm not saying this is coming next week. All I'm saying is you're going to start seeing a lot of Behringer bros come out of the closet and embrace their true love, which is Behringer, because everybody loves a high quality synthesizer for an affordable, fair price. Nothing wrong with an expensive one, but it's time to just take a knee and understand that Behringer's here to stay. Behringer is the future, and let's all get excited about it, get on board, and all appreciate what this wonderful man, Uli Behringer, is doing for the synth community. Because if you don't appreciate it now, history will treat him well. All right? So, that's the song. That's the show for tonight. Synth Wars call-in show. Thank you for joining me. It was absolutely epic. We had a bunch of great callers call in tonight. I think we got 2 for the Cream Dream. We got 1 for the Muse. So tonight, Cream Dream 1 in the chat. You let me know if it's coming. And, not if it's coming. You let me know if you're a Cream Dream. What is that, Freudian slip? You let me know if it's a Cream Dream on your team or your Muse, baby. Because we just got a call from Synth Mafia and they want to settle this. So I'm up for settling this feud because it ain't war yet. But if you don't back off, it will be war. And let me tell you something. There ain't ever, and I mean ever, been a war or a fight that I haven't won. I might have came out bloody. I might have came out bruised. I might have came out stained with rage. But one thing I did not do is I've never lost a battle or a war. Okay? But we can settle this feud. This is for you, Synth Mafia. Back off. Shoo, shoo.